It rubs the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Oh my god, that's terrible! There you go, guys. I'm bringing back this series, and what do you get with it? Terrible impressions. I'll keep trying. Anyway, hey there, guys. What's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here, back with another one of my old movie reviews. There you have it. That's right, guys. Old movie reviews are now officially back for the summer 2016 movie season. That's right. I am going to be doing old movie reviews yet again. It has basically become a tradition of mine to review movies that I haven't technically seen before, or movies that I haven't really talked about on my channel before, especially movies that are really like beloved by everybody, fans and everything. Every cinephile talks about a lot of these movies I've reviewed. And I started this 2 years ago. It went pretty well the first year I did it. I think it went even better last year I did it. So that is why I've decided to bring old movie reviews back. I'm really excited, and I have sort of a theme what I'm going to be doing my old movie reviews this year. I'm going to try something different. I want you guys to tell me if you think it's going to work, for that matter. But the first old movie review I have up for you guys is a film. Let's go all the way back to 1991, and the movie I'm going to be talking about, guys, is The Silence of the Lambs. That's right, Silence of the Lambs. It's a pretty good movie. Now, I specifically picked The Silence of the Lambs, and reason why I haven't done this in the past is because I've seen the last half of this movie already. Last night, I just watched the entirety of the movie from beginning to end. I had never seen, like, the first 2 acts of the movie before. I had always seen, like, the last, 45 minutes of it, which is unfortunate because that's probably the most gripping and exciting part of the entire movie, but I watched the entire movie, and I got to see the first half now, which is a lot more psychological than the second half. Anyway, now the reason why I specifically picked The Silence of the Lambs is because the main star of this movie is Jodie Foster, and she just directed a new movie which just came out this weekend, and it is Money Monster, which I just shot the review for right before this. So guys, here's what I plan on doing for most of the summer movie season. Whenever a new movie comes out, like take Money Monster for example, I look at the films of the stars that the stars in the new movie have done in the past, or that the director has done. In this case, Money Monster is directed by Jodie Foster. She starred in Silence of the Lambs, which is why I decided to do an old movie review for The Silence of the Lambs the same weekend Money Monster came out. So I'm going to try to do that for most of the summer. I'm going to see if it works. Like, for example, next week The Nice Guys comes out, which is directed by Shane Black and stars Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. I'm going to try to pick a movie from one of their 2 filmographies. Or I'll pick a Shane Black movie I haven't seen. So I'm going to try to do that. Sorry this review is going to go up later than my review for Money Monster. I want these reviews to go up before the new movies come out, but I'm going to see how I eventually want to do it. I'm testing this. So what do you guys think of that idea to release these old movie reviews and correlate the movies I pick with the movies that come out, the new movies that come out, which I think will make more sense into the title, tying the title of this series, Old Movie Reviews. So I don't know. That's just how I feel. But Silence of the Lambs was released in 1991 and is directed by Jonathan Demme, who I actually hasn't done a ton since Silence of the Lambs. I know he directed a movie that came out last year because I saw his name in the credits in the trailers in like this one movie. I can't remember what it was, but he directed this, and this was like his big hit. This movie went on to win 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, I believe, Best Screenplay, I believe adapted, or it might be original, don't quote me on that, and then Best Actor and Actress for Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins. Very, very well deserved, I will say so myself. And yeah, I had seen Silence of the Lambs. I actually saw the last half of this movie when I was really young. I think I was like 12 when I saw the last half of this movie. I know. Like, it's like, what the hell? Why am I watching this type of crap when I'm 12? But, shh. Anyway, Silence of the Lambs, let's briefly get into the premise. I don't really spoil for my old movie reviews. I don't like to do spoilers in general. There are a few moments in this movie that I am gonna, like, like, I'll say what the scene is, but I won't spoil the scene, you know what I mean? So if you don't want to know that, because that kind of goes into, like, what happens in the movie a little bit, but it's not, like, all out spoiling the outcome of each scene, you know what I mean? So that'll happen a few times. But the main premise of this movie is we focus on a young trainee in the FBI Academy. She's trying to become a special agent. Her name is Clarice Starling, and she is played by Jodie Foster in this movie. She is tasked by, like, the head of the FBI, this guy named Jack Crawford, to start talking to this renowned, what was once a renowned psychiatrist gone cannibal by the name of Dr. Hannibal Lecter, who is played by Anthony Hopkins. He's currently being held in, like, maximum security part of this prison. And Jodie Foster is going to try to talk to him to sort of get clues on him, because she and the FBI are trying to hunt down and capture this serial killer who goes by the name of Buffalo Bill. Now, Buffalo Bill has been going around kidnapping women, keeping them alive for a couple of days without feeding them, I think, and starving them. And he eventually wants one particular thing from these women, and that's all. I really don't want to say what it is, because it's just so freaking sadistic, but so mind-boggling at the same time. You're going to be like, holy crap, like, whoa. I can't believe that there's actually a serial killer in this movie who goes by that, who wants that. Like, that's, wow. So that's basically your main premise of this movie. And as I said, I was always 100% fascinated by the latter half of this movie that I had already seen. I was amazed by that character of Dr. Lecter, and I love the finale in this movie. It is so gripping, intense, and on the edge of your seat suspense. Like, I'm not even joking you. Like, it's like even rewatching it again last night, I was like, holy crap, this still holds up. This is still freaking exciting as hell. How the hell is she gonna get out of this? Okay, like, wow. And it's such a great payoff. Like, it's so amazing. And the finale of this movie, the final 2 minutes, is one of the most satisfying finales and creepy finales I've probably ever seen to a movie. It's so brilliant. I love everything about it. That's the second half of this movie. How is the first half going to be for me? Because that was one thing I was like, okay, well, how does the rest of the movie compare to that second half that I had already seen before? There's 3 amazing sequences in that half. How is this half going to compare? And it absolutely does, and it does hold up to the second half, because the first half is all about establishing this relationship between Clarice Starling and Dr. Hannibal Lecter. And it's one of the most fascinating things I've probably seen done in a movie in quite some time, and I'll tell you guys why. Where in another movie have you seen a dynamic where the main character who is trying to they're trying to catch a guy who is going around kidnapping and killing women, all right? Where in their right mind do you start off to find these clues? Oh, you go to a sadistic but brilliant cannibal, Hannibal the Cannibal, and you get information out of him. That's how you do it. I mean, just that idea alone, that dynamic of just relying on... You have a good force, Jodie Foster in this movie, who has been through some terrible things in her youth and her childhood, and is trying to really overcome all of that. And I think her character is very well developed and established in this movie. That absolutely makes us want to root for her more. And I love how we gradually find out more about her character through her conversations with Dr. Lecter, which are, in my opinion, some of the best scenes of this movie. That is where the performances hold up. That is where we find out both a lot about these characters and how they both need each other. Dr. Lecter really just wants to get the hell out of the place that he's in right now. He hates prison. He hates the guy who's like the head security of the prison. He really just wants his freedom. He just wants to really sink his teeth into some tasty humans. That's all I'm gonna say. And Jodie Foster just wants to catch Buffalo Bill, because in the beginning of the first act of the movie, he kidnaps the daughter of a senator, and they're trying to find this girl before he kills her. So she wants this one thing, he wants this other thing. They totally need each other to rely on. And she needs him more than anything, but he also wants to find out a lot about her past life. And this is how we get to learn more about who Jodie Foster is as a person and what she's gone through in her life. And it's some of the most fascinating moments of this movie, in my opinion. I love their conversations. I love how creepy it all feels. I love how he knows, he's able to make all these guesses about her based on one thing she says or how she's looking, how she's emoting. It's really just brilliant character writing, and it's really fascinating to watch this ass backwards relationship develop between these two characters who both need something from one another, and it's just mind-boggling in my opinion. I love the moments where he has to leave an anagram or a clue, and she has to decipher it and figure out what he's trying to say. It's just really smart writing. It just adds to the thrills of the movie. And I love at the same moment, while we're getting this back and forth between Starling and Dr. Lecter, we cut back to Buffalo Bill. We see what he's getting involved in, who he is as a character in the film, and it's just it's just flat out incredible. And I love his accent in this movie. For the love of the basket. I love that line so much. I love when he screams it at the girl. She's just in the well, and he's just like, "Put the fucking love into the basket." I love that so much. It's so funny. He's just, oh man, he's such a creep in this movie, but at the same time, it's just so comedic. It's darkly, really a sick type of person like me finds what he says really darkly hysterical in a very, very deep and dark way. Just saying. So yeah, the screenwriting is near flawless in my opinion. The script was one of the best things going for this movie. The back and forth between Clarice and Dr. Lecter is just nothing short of miraculous and 100% engaging throughout the entire thing. Because we find out more about what each character is like, what their interests are, what their goals are through their conversations, and it's really just smart writing in general. And I think the biggest takeaway of this movie is probably how good the performances are, because I think they're nothing short of all fantastic. First off, because this is Jodie Foster's spotlight, because she just directed Money Monster, I'll talk about her performance first. I thought she was great. I really got into her character, I think, when she goes to visit Lecter in his new prison. Okay, and she's so desperate at this point. She has no more leads. He's refusing to give her anything, and she's just at one of the lowest low points, and she's just nope, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to break this case. And we find out why she's trying to do what she's trying to do and why she's specifically motivated to crack this case. It's just really freaking smart writing. And it's excellent acting from her part. I think she also put on some sort of accent in this movie. A lot of the movies set in West Virginia and that sort of area. I don't know how those accents go, but she definitely had some sort of accent that I thought worked overall for the movie. And I think she is just 100. She absolutely earned that Oscar for the final scene alone. I thought she was just flat out amazing in just that idea of panic and being trapped. Was conveyed so well through her facial expressions and her heavy breathing, and she wasn't doing it over the top to a point where I was shut up, Jodie Foster, stop it. No, it absolutely worked, and it played very well into the movie. I have to absolutely just hats off, if I was wearing one, to Anthony Hopkins in this movie, who in my opinion might be one of the most deserved Oscar wins in Oscar history. I just rewatched, and I know he's not in the movie for as much as I thought he originally was. Or I thought he was going to be. Because we do cut back to Starling and Buffalo Bill a decent amount of time, and there are moments where we don't see what's going on with Anthony Hopkins' character. But I think he created a legendary character in film with Hannibal Lecter. I mean, just the iconic image of that face mask over him, those 3 little lines, those bars over his mouth, it's just so terrifying, and all of the fear or that creepy vibe that you're getting is all from his eyes and just how he looks at people, and it's just so effective in this movie, and it's just one thing that makes this movie stand out. He is just nothing sort of brilliant. I don't necessarily agree that he's a lead actor in this movie. Jodie Foster is without a doubt the lead actress, but I see him more so as a supporting actor. But that was just me disagreeing with the Oscars, but it's fine that he won Best Actor because he's an amazing actor. He's brilliant in this movie. The one scene where they're talking to each other, Foster and Hopkins, and the camera is dead centered, close up on him, and he's literally just staring right into her eyes. He's looking at her from her perspective, and he's not blinking, and he's just it's literally the most devoid of life stare I've probably ever seen. Yet his brain is still pumping and working, and he's still asking her all these questions, and he's still learning more and more about her as a person. It's just so damn fascinating to watch. He is a breathless revelation in this movie, in my opinion. I couldn't take my eyes off of him. I was terrified. I was creeped out. I was amazed at what his character establishes and what he reveals and everything. And he is just flat out amazing in this movie. Massive, massive hats off to Anthony Hopkins. Just absolutely freaking kills it for me in this movie. And then Ted Levine, who plays Buffalo Bill. Holy crap, he was great too. Like, he is just, like, I probably felt a lot more disgusted watching him than I did Anthony Hopkins, and that's saying something because Anthony Hopkins creeped me the hell out, like, it just on a character level, you know? And then I think that Ted Levine takes it one step further with the way he talks and just how demented and twisted he is, because Hannibal Lecter is a very intelligent and sophisticated man. Buffalo Bill is not. He's just a freaking lunatic, okay, who is really good at sewing and dancing in front of a camera, and yeah, cross-dressing too. That's it, and I think he's amazing in this movie. I think the film was very well directed by Jonathan Demme, who, like I said, I don't think has done much since Silence of the Lambs, and it's a shame this was kind of like a one-hit wonder type thing. And this movie, I read up about this movie. It was like one of those like films that didn't get a lot of attention initially, but once like the buzz started gaining and people started saying a lot of good things about it, like it got a lot of good word of mouth, and it really picked up in momentum at the box office and with the critics. And I think it absolutely pays off. The pacing is excellent. It's so like the movie's always moving. It's always engaging. It's always just creepy and keep building. The entire sequence where Hannibal Lecter is in the new prison. That's all I'm going to say. That whole scene is one of the best scenes probably in movie history. It's jaw-dropping, it's shocking, it's unbelievable. It's just brilliant writing, brilliant execution, and brilliant blocking from a directorial standpoint with the law enforcement, the SWAT, and everything. It's so amazing. It literally made me sweat. I love that moment in the elevator. Holy crap! When I don't want to say what it is, but I just love that moment in the elevator so damn much. It's such an amazing reveal. It's brilliant. Everything worked for me in The Silence of the Lambs. The score by Howard Shore, production design, the finale was amazing, and that scene alone just like makes me want to say, yeah, like, just watch this movie. I really don't have a lot to knock on this movie. I think everything was really strong. I don't think it's a perfect movie. I do think that they could have maybe spiced things up with shots. I really don't think the cinematography is anything mind-blowing. Like, I think that I wanted to see more from, like, the composition. Like, I think the choices that were made in the certain moments that were in the movie worked, but I wanted, like, more in the frame. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel, like, just completely absorbed into shots. Like, this isn't, like the movie has great shots, don't get me wrong, but it's not like one of those movies where you're like, wow, like that shot, I'll remember that shot for life. That's just like a small minor thing. I do really am absorbed and engaged in this movie. It's not 100% perfect, but it is like right there. For that reason, I'm going to give The Silence of the Lambs a solid grade of a 9.5 out of 10, or grade of an A. I really enjoy this movie. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. To anyone who hasn't seen it, definitely one of the highlights of Jodie Foster's career, and you guys can check out Money Monster, which is currently now playing in theaters. So there you have it, guys. First old movie review of the summer has now been shot and finished and uploaded. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on The Silence of the Lambs. Let me know what you guys thought about the movie down below in the comments. I'm interested to see what you guys thought of it and how you took the movie. Is it one of your favorites? Is it, like, iconic? It totally is. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my other videos, and I'll see you in my next old movie review for sure. I'm going to keep the series going for you guys because I know you enjoy it. See you guys later. Bye.